What if everything you think you know about Adam and Eve is wrong? What if the story that has shaped civilizations, defined morality, and explained the human condition for millennia is based on mistranslations, assumptions, and secrets hidden deep within the original Hebrew text? Imagine a world of untouched paradise, lush landscapes, pristine waters, and a profound sense of peace. This is the image of Eden we all carry. Now, contrast that with our world today. Crowded cities, endless noise, a planet groaning under the weight of our choices. We see broken relationships, moral confusion, and a deep, nagging feeling that something is profoundly wrong. We feel lost. What happened? How did we get from there to here? To find the answer, we have to go back to the beginning. But this time, we're going to look past the Sunday school flannel graphs and the Renaissance paintings. We're going to dive into the raw, untamed text itself. Let's start with the word Eden. In Hebrew, it's not just a name for a garden. It's a word that means pleasure, delight, and intimacy. It describes a state of being, a complete and total connection with God. So, the question isn't just why did we lose a garden? It's why did we lose that state of perfect pleasure and intimacy? Now, let's talk about the serpent. The image of a talking snake is almost cartoonish, but the original Hebrew paints a far more menacing picture. The word used is Nachash. This word doesn't just mean snake. It also means shining one, whisperer, or even diviner. This wasn't just an animal. It was a supernatural being, radiating a deceptive brilliance and whispering alluring lies. The story suddenly shifts from a bizarre fable to a spiritual battle. And what about the infamous fruit? For centuries, it's been depicted as an apple, but the Bible never says that. The Hebrew word is piri, which simply means produce or fruit in a general sense. It wasn't about a specific type of food. It was a symbol of a desire that God had marked as off-limits. The temptation wasn't about an apple. It was about wanting something simply because we were told we couldn't have it. The serpent's ultimate temptation was this: you will be like God. This wasn't just a simple promise of power. It was a distortion of identity. Adam and Eve were already made in God's image. They already reflected his nature. The lie was that they needed to asterisk something. To asterisk take asterisk something to become what they already were. The serpent twisted their divine identity into a goal to be achieved through disobedience, rather than a gift to be received in relationship. After they eat the fruit, shame enters the world for the first time. They hide, and God comes walking in the garden, calling out, "Where are you?" This is one of the most misunderstood questions in the entire Bible. An all-knowing God obviously knew their physical location. This wasn't a game of hide and seek. This was a question of spiritual condition. It was the heartbroken cry of a father asking, "Where have you gone? What has happened to your heart? Why are you hiding from me?" To truly grasp the depth of this story, we must dig even deeper into the text, where more incredible truths are waiting. Let's look at the creation of Eve. The popular translation says she was made to be Adam's helper. This has been used for centuries to justify a hierarchy, to place women in a subordinate role. But the Hebrew phrase is Ezer Kenegdo. Ezer is a word used elsewhere in the Old Testament to describe God himself as our helper, a powerful rescuer and source of strength. And Kenegdo means face-to-face or corresponding to him. Eve wasn't created as a servant. She was created as a powerful equal, a strength standing face-to-face with Adam, perfectly complementing him. This wasn't about hierarchy. It was about a powerful, unified partnership. Then there's the detail about the rib. The Hebrew word is Tselah. While it can mean rib, it more commonly means side, chamber, or a section of a building. God didn't just take a bone from Adam. He took a whole side, a whole half of him, to fashion Eve. This imagery speaks of a profound unity and shared being. They were, quite literally, two halves of a whole, designed for indivisible connection. This changes everything we thought we knew about the original relationship between man and woman. When they are exiled from Eden, God places cherubim with a flaming sword at the entrance. We often see this as a harsh punishment, an angry God locking the gates to paradise forever. But what if it's something else? In ancient Near Eastern culture, cherubim were often guardians of sacred, holy spaces, the place where God's presence dwelt. The flaming sword wasn't just a barrier to keep them out. It was a symbol of what they had lost. They were no longer in the place of God's immediate, intimate presence. It's a symbol of loss, not just punishment. The consequences that follow are also deeply symbolic. The serpent's punishment to crawl on its belly and eat dust is just a biological change. In that culture, eating dust was the ultimate symbol of humiliation and defeat. This was a prophetic declaration of the serpent's ultimate spiritual downfall. And what about the famous line, "For dust you are, and to dust you shall return"? We often hear this as a bleak statement of our worthlessness, but it's not. It's a simple, profound statement of mortality. By choosing separation from the source of eternal life, humanity chose a finite existence. It's a description of our new reality, not a judgment on our value. So how does this ancient story connect to our chaotic world today? It's everywhere. The lost innocence we feel, the ache for a world without pain, the broken trust in our relationships, our politics, our institutions, the distortion of sexuality from a beautiful, unifying gift into something commercialized and broken, the constant temptation of knowledge without wisdom, where we have access to all the information in the world but feel more lost than ever. Every day, we face the same fundamental choice Adam and Eve did. Will we trust God's definition of good and evil? Or will we seize that knowledge for ourselves? Will we live from our identity as being made in His image? Or will we strive to build our own? This brings us to the most powerful revelation of all. The story of Adam and Eve isn't ultimately about the first sin. It's not just a historical account of how everything went wrong. It is the story of the human condition. It's about the cosmic war for our identity. It's about our tendency to hide in shame when we fail. And most importantly, it's about the relentless love of a God who comes looking for us, who calls out our name in the cool of the day, not to condemn us, but to find us. The story doesn't end with a locked garden. That's just the beginning of a much larger story of redemption. It sets the stage for a God who would go to unimaginable lengths to bridge the gap that was created that day. It shows us that even in our hiding, He is seeking. Even in our failure, His grace is at work. As the Apostle Paul would later write, "Where sin increased, grace increased all the more." Thanks for watching. If this shifted your perspective, hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the stories that shape our world.